Put my Ganesh shirt here. So we are back in Selfoss, Iceland, and these are clinics of certain poses that we do in the Barkan Method that are not in the Bikram series. The reason why I'm looking over to the side is because we're actually in a teacher training program. The first pose is, with the help of Gudrun, are you smiling for the camera? Is, we call 90-90. This is not a posture that was in the original 84 poses. It was definitely a posture that was created by Westerners because we don't have the hip flexibility that they do in India and they do in the East. Before we continue on, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Hit the notification bell. Any questions, put them down below. I'm happy to get back to you. So this posture is called 90-90. We could make up a Sanskrit name, call it Dviyanga, which would be, what would that be? Two angles. Dvi is two, ang is limb, or two limbs. We call it Dviyanga, but we don't. But we want to look at the angle of this mat as a right angle. This is the front of the mat. This is the corner. This is a right angle. And what I'm going to have Gudrun do is outline that angle with her right leg. So here she comes. The knee and the ankle are the horizontal line. The knee and the hip, see that? It's a vertical line. That's what we want to create. The biggest mistake people make in this pose is the knee goes too far over to the side. Do that. Bring your knee over there. Mm-hmm. And then this foot comes too far in. So if I say bring the knee into the left, move this foot out just for a minute. This foot comes over here like this. We don't want that. We want the foot to come forward to the, got to bring it forward. So that's the horizontal line. And then look how her knee a little bit went over to the right a little bit more. Yes, we want to keep that angle. Two angles. That's the first 90-degree angle. Now the second one is going to bring that foot over to the right side of the thigh, and it's going to just dangle.
Dangle?
It's not on the thigh. It's just off to the side. So that's the two right angles. The foot is dangling. You're going to keep your hands at your lower back so you can lift your chest. Here's actually a good, can you throw me a block? Here's actually a good modification that you can use. Do you have a block? How could there not be a block in this room? How's that possible? You get every other thing possible. Balls and boisters, bolsters, and straps. Oh my.
Oh my.
But not one block to be found. We can take a block and we can stick it. Look at this, right here. Between her side and her thigh. Debbie Williamson showed me that once, a long time ago when she came to Costa Rica. It's a really good modification if you need it. Keeping your hands at your lower back. An extreme modification for this pose is to lay all the way on your back. Can you do that? Just lay all the way down on your back. This way, this way. All the way down. And keep the position. Keep your knee down. That's an extreme position. If you're just absolute agony maintaining that pose.
I mean, this really hurts.
Come on, back up. Most of you are going to be in an upright position. So you're going to try to you don't want to lean back. You want to try to get your back as straight as you can. To amplify, the advanced position is to go all the way forward. Now go forward. Yeah. Great stretch for the hip. And we hold this for a long period of time. We'll hold this sometimes for a minute. If you ever do a yin yoga class, let me hold this for 5-10 minutes because we're getting into the deep inner core tension, the fascia in the hips. It's a great pose. Definitely a pose created in the West, not in India. Now we come up when we finish the pose, we come back up to a seated position. Some of you are already in the seated position because you weren't able to go through. No, seated position. Yeah. Bring your left hand over to your right knee and your right hand behind your back and twist to the right. Left hand on here, right hand behind, and now look to your right and twist. Right hand on the floor. Hold, maybe 10 seconds, and now switch. Right hand on the left knee, left hand behind, hold, maybe 10 seconds. Back to center, hold again for 10 seconds, maybe 5. And then shake it out. Shake out those legs. And then, of course, we do the other side, and that is 90-90. So this is the first part of our hip opening day. Now, the second pose is definitely a posture that was part of the original 84 poses. It's called Gomukasana or Cowface. Go is cow, muk or mukha is face. Where do we have the word mukha? What other pose? Adho Mukha Svanasana, which is downward facing dog. Yeah. So when we do Pavana Muktasana, Pavana is the god of wind, Mukti is liberation. So we don't say Pavana Mukasana, that would be wind face pose. We say Pavana Mukt Asana, which is wind liberation. We don't say Gomukt Asana, we say Gomukasana, cow face. Make sense? So we're going to first start in tabletop. So start in tabletop. Good. Are you smiling for the camera? Go to tabletop. Go onto your knees. You know what tabletop is? No. Go on your knees. Yep, that's tabletop. And then you're going to take your right leg and cross it over so the two knees come together and separate your feet. And now you're going to sit down between your feet. Now what I want you to do is, let's do it facing this direction so they can see what you did. Go back to tabletop facing this way. Yep. Go to tabletop. Now cross your right leg over your left. Separate your feet and sit between your feet. Good. You can place your hands on your knees like this and interlace your fingers. This was actually Bikram's asana devata, chosen asana. When he would do his breathing pranayama to prepare for these feats that they would do, which we're going to show you on movie night, he would lay on a nail bed and a motorcycle would drive over his chest.
He did it, and Yogi Bikram is all right. Let's see it again. Here it is again. Bikram remains totally relaxed.
In order to prepare for that, he had to set his pranayama, certain technique he would do for 2 hours to get his skin to be able to handle that pressure sitting on the nail bed. He would sit in this position, FYI. But the modification, especially if you're not going to have a nail bed drive over your chest or a motorcycle, you can sit on a block. So sit up on the block and sit there. Good modification to use, sitting on that block. If you don't need a modification, we're going to sit on the floor. Thank you for the block. And now, with the right knee on top, we're going to bring our right elbow on top. Do that. And clasp the hands behind your back, right elbow above your head. And clasp the hands behind our back, right knee on top, right elbow on top. You got to get your left foot back behind you more. Yep, there you go. What you can do is use a strap if you need it. That would be the modification. Now, some people in this position go forward. In the Barkan method, in the Bikram Vishnu Ghosh world, we don't. We just stay upright. But if you went forward, it wouldn't be a tragedy. Eventually, you don't need the strap, and you can clasp the hands behind your back. To change sides, you guys twirl to change sides? You know how to twirl to change sides? You would get up, twirl around, twirl, 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 twirl. And now you're on the other side, like magic. We always want to do the other side after the right, left side after the right. And now with the left knee on top, the left elbow above your head, clasp the hands. So that's two great examples, okay, you can relax now, of a posture that was definitely migrated, did not migrate from the West, but was created by Westerners because our hips are so tight, and one of the original poses. 90-90, Gomukasana, 2 Barkan poses. Okay, now look to the camera and smile. That's our episode for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, hit the notification bell. If you have questions or comments, put them down below. I'd love to get back to you. And we'll see you in the next video.